anything, it'll be a review part 2. Hey, so Spider-Verse, you know, when they come in, we start off with Gwen. It's Gwen's perspective this time. It's Gwen's story.
Yeah. I'd be like, Jason, we did this already.
Oh, for real? And then I catch it 10 minutes later, like, oh shit, we just released this like earlier in the week.
3 days ago. All right.
Oh man.
Well, we're back, y'all.
We back. We are back to discuss this movie of the summer. It has to be movie of the summer, right?
Yeah. I mean,
do you think? Let me ask you this: what do you think is going to top this for the summer?
Violence already?
We starting because this is just so let me wait because I'm being rude to the listeners, to the viewers. Hello, this is the Was It Good Though podcast. This is your host Jason. I am joined with my lovely sister, my co-host Jazz. How you doing?
I am good. We back. We figured, a bonus. So this is gonna be different. Our first bonus in a while, so I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. It's been quite some time, and we've already kind of got into it. So I don't know if Jazz has notes, but Jason don't have notes today. Really, I have some bullets.
Nah, I feel like this would be a really good episode to just go raw, unexpected.
My favorite thing to
do. So, if this is your first time listening to this podcast, welcome to our Podiverse.
I like it.
And our podversary coming up. Damn, play on words. Just how these graphics in this movie played on each other. Damn.
Hey, callbacks on callbacks.
So we definitely thought we should do a bonus episode because normally when we have movies that we just could not get every point in on our original review, and since it's our podcast, we said, fuck it, let's just go ahead and do a bonus. So this is us saying, fuck it, we just gonna do a bonus. We here. Definitely got some things we want to cover, some theories that we may have seen because the movie did drop last week. So we had a week to look at those, to discuss, to let things marinate. So yeah, this is just a free-for-all episode. So it'll be from our normal flow, and we just full-on conversation. So Jason, since you decided to start off with violence, do I think this will be the movie of the summer? Is that the question?
Based on the lineup that you see this summer, which I personally feel like it's a fire lineup, do you think this is going to be the movie of the summer?
Jason, I am going to go out on a limb and say this is the movie of the year.
Ooh.
Fuck summer. This shit taking fall. I mean, it already took spring, winter, and spring.
So do you have this ahead of Scream 6 and you have this ahead of Guardians 3?
Yes, and I also have this ahead of Flash that I have not seen yet. But granted, if I watched this, I would have seen it at an early screening. This movie it was loaded with way too much for me to. I'd be very shocked if the Flash can top this. And I know they're two different films. I get that, but in my opinion, I think this will be at the top for me. I don't see me enjoying a movie on the level that I enjoyed this. Now, I love me Michael Keaton. Don't get me wrong, but so what you thinking?
Whew, that's a tough one, man. I definitely think it's going to be the movie of the summer. I really enjoyed The Blackening, but I love both of these movies for different reasons. Guardians 3 is definitely still up there, so I'm gonna let it marinate for the year and then see how I feel at the end of the year. Because I really enjoyed how they finished that up, but that was a great trilogy. So with that being the end compared to a second movie, it's hard for me to. I give it, so I don't slight this movie for that because it's a second, but I do give kudos to that one for being the third, because trilogies a lot of times they don't bid well. Right. In most cases, we've discussed many times how many trilogies, like the third movies, that we do love, we do enjoy, we do like, and I think that movie there was just done so well. It was just done so well. but something did come across my phone today. So I we kind of went over it a little bit, but we wanted to put it out there for the rest of the people because we're talking multiverse. Everything is multiverse this, multiverse that, and we wanted to see what was the best multiverse movie. Um, so one movie that was the best movie last year, um, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. We did see that there's an Easter egg in the new movie, kind of shouting out that movie. Just goes to how dope it is, and honestly, the biggest thing in that movie was a small thing in the previous movie, which turned out to be one of the biggest things in this movie, a bagel.
Right.
So, Jazz, I'm going to direct this to you. Which movie which movie do you feel is better? Everything Everywhere All at Once or Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse?
I will say Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I enjoyed this movie. Now, that's not to slight Everything Everywhere All at Once, because you can listen to our episodes last year and you can see the praise that I was giving that movie with the visuals, the creativity, the storyline. And those are also elements as to what I loved about this movie, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So they were both had great movies and stories to tell. It's just, I was like, holy shit in both of them. It was, but this one just, and maybe it's because I just recently saw it, but
and bias, I get it.
yeah, but I don't see that really changing.
I
So
understand.
I'm gonna put Spider-Man. I mean, shit, as right now, I'm putting a lot of Spider-Man over a lot of stuff. That's what
So
Jazz.
where is Spider where is so before I answer the question I ask you, what does Spider-Man rank in your top 5 heroes? Is he even in your top 5 heroes? And this is, I don't know if your list is DC Marvel or if you have a top 5 DC list, a top 5 Marvel list. I don't really hear you talk about DC, so if you have that list, I'll be shocked. But what does he rank in your top 5 heroes?
I mean, favorites. I don't know if he's in my top 5. I think a bulk of my favorites are definitely in the X-Men, on the X-Men side.
Yeah,
so
I know this. I know you really was rocking with that. So wait. I'm asking many questions. Let me
right, I'm just like, you asking me all of this and you still got stuff to answer.
let me put a bullet point here on it. You can continue with what you were going to say.
But not like a few of mine are definitely on the X-Men side, but Spider-Man is in my top 10 for sure. But and I used to watch the animated series as well growing up. So
thank you for that point. I'm going back to that too. We notate that.
The Spider-Man animated series.
Yeah.
But so yeah, was I supposed to list my top 5?
I didn't know if Spider-Man was in your top 5. I was just curious if this would have changed that possibly.
I don't think so.
Got you.
I haven't updated my hero list. Maybe if I do some thinking, then it'll probably be updated. But I haven't revisited that list in quite some time.
You got you. So yeah, like I said, Batman 1, Spider-Man 2. Well, 1A, 1B. That's how I have it. Flash is 2. I don't care what anybody say in that. That's my opinion. As far as favorite movie, it's kind of unfair for me because one, I prefer live action to animation. I do love animation because you can do things that you just can't do with live action. The CGI is going to either make it look terrible or try to do it real people. You're going to get somebody hurt trying to do some of these things. So that's just my edge in that situation. But also the ending. I'm gonna always go back to the ending of Spider-Verse. People keep asking me, so if it was part 1, if they labeled it part 1, I'm like, that wouldn't have changed it for me because again, we've seen multiple people have commented on different posts. There's multiple different endings that can make it, and that's just my opinion on that. Like I felt like I think I mentioned it in the last one, I'm not sure, but You can go back and listen to it, but I'm gonna say it here just in case I didn't. I'm trying to remember if I did or not. But I felt like this ended with his hand with Prowler Miles' hand up against Miles' head on the punching bag where basically he couldn't move, for what it seems like. It was more than likely he probably going to break out with like a Peter B. Parker move, but with him fighting himself, there's no telling how that's going to turn out because obviously he probably knows himself. Who knows him better than him? You know what I mean? Um, but I think like when he got knocked out by Prowler Miles, Pete, they always get back up. That's a Spider-Man thing. As long as you get hit and get knocked down, you get back up. So if that would have been a dope callback to Into the Spider-Verse because that's what Peter kept telling him the entire movie. As long as you can get back up, that makes you Spider-Man. Like that's what makes you Spider-Man. That's one of the most important parts of it. And him getting up kind of dazed and like you seeing somebody like as his vision is trying to come back into, because they do these little trippy scenes. So he's like tripping out, looking, he see the feet, he's looking up and then he looks up and it's him. But it's the Earth 42 version, the Problem House version of him. And it's just like ending like that. And he's like, I gotta save dad. You mean your dad? And it cuts. It could have cut like that, like him trying to get back up as opposed to them just staring off and then you hear it go. It actually ends with Gwen making her a new band as they come together. That's just my nitpick in that. Like I said, it doesn't take away from the movie. Loved it. Still 10 out of 10. I may say 9 out of 9 because Chris said he loved the ending. So, and that's just me and my petty self. I know.
Well, let me ask you this because I remember Miguel told Miles, he said, you are the reason why Peter in your universe died. Technically, Miles wasn't the reason why Peter died. Because I did a rewatch of Into the Spideyverse.
Mm.
Miles was there, but Peter was defeated. Excuse me, Spider-Man was defeated because I forgot the villain that was on him, but brought him into
Kingpin.
It was the lizard.
That was
But he had wings, so that's why I don't know which one it was. But either way, like
I think it was version of Goblin, Green Goblin, if I'm not mistaken.
But like he put Peter in the center of the machine, and everything exploded. Peter was half dead at that point. So Miles really was innocent. Because when I did my rewatch, I was like, Miguel, you wrong here, buddy. Like Miles
Miguel, a true anomaly though. Like if you just really think about it, he's the one that fucked up his whole universe.
Exactly.
Like, so I mean, so who's better to know what an anomaly is than an anomaly?
But he's wrong though. You're an anomaly that's incorrect. You loud and wrong.
Yeah. Gwen proving that you can change or a situation can change. I mean, because if it's a canon event, either she's going to lose somebody or that situation isn't her situation. So I feel like they can possibly change their outcomes. Like, but at the end of the day, if you're a hero, that's your job to at all times to protect and serve if you can. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna, the first movie kind of tells him that you can't save everybody, which I do feel like that's gonna be the callback to somebody passing away that he doesn't want to lose, but he's gonna have, unfortunately it's an inevitable thing. You're gonna lose people.
Yeah. And then also I remember, and I don't remember if we mentioned this in our original review, but even the episode of What If, Peter was losing everybody. And Peter even said, this is the zombie episode.
Okay.
And Peter was just like, I can't afford to lose any more friends. And I need to rewatch that episode just to confirm, but it sounds like the same thing Gwen said in this movie, or at least something similar. Because you see a lot of parallels, even though they don't specifically reference things from the MCU, except for Doctor Strange. Yeah, but you see a lot of parallels in there. And so as I was seeing other people's theories and then Easter eggs, and I was just like, oh shit, okay. Like that was dope. But yes. So so we got You're Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I'm Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I think I prefer it to where we don't have the same vote on the movie. That's good. That's what's up.
Well, yeah, that's definitely gonna have to be a poll question to see what people think or what they feel um, about that one. So because of that conversation, we were talking about the heroes. What was your favorite animated series? And I'm gonna give you're going X-Men, Spider-Man, and I'm definitely throwing DC in there. The Batman, the 90s version. What was the best one?
I hate to admit this. It was Batman. Batman the animated series was my favorite one, and then it turned into X-Men and then Spider-Man. But I watched all three.
Yeah, I think I watched all three. Not too much. I mean, like I couldn't remember too much on X-Men. I definitely love Spider-Man though. And like I said, this probably just goes back to it. And I probably would Spider-Man probably would edge Batman for me, like the animated series. It would probably edge it. Just given how I mean, it was the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It was just a completely different show.
That's just like what? The Dark
What?
Knight or Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man? I'm going for the dark, like the sales pitch. I'm going for Batman's over
Why is that?
Spider-Man's.
Why? Why is that?
Because it's more mystery. It's dark. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man just seems so wholesome and pure. And when I was growing up, and still, hell, now I don't be looking at that shit. The darker, the better. Choosing violence. So
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It's other thing within this movie. I know we kind of. I think you mentioned. I don't know if you mentioned it within the episode, but it's kind of told the show or the movie is told from Gwen's perspective. The entire time, so we follow Miles, but like I said, everything is like I said, it's through her lens the entire time, and it's kind of like her doing her recruiting throughout the entire movie to one, kind of like what Hobie was saying. So I feel like he was probably one of the most pivotal people in this story, because a lot of stuff that he was saying that he was telling Miles, you see Gwen. So that's why I was always wondering, like, it seems like it is a path, like the spider path is something that they all have to go through. Now how they go about it is completely different. So like Hobie being the one that was an outcast who stood out, him and Gwen have been homies. They've been kicking it. They've been rocking out, and the stuff he's telling Miles, I feel like he's been telling Gwen. And now Gwen is now taking heed to what's being said to him, and she's been doing different things. And he's still working, Hobie is still working out his own plan in the background, which we see is the little watch. Like he's forget fuck the system, fuck this, fuck that, I'm gonna do it my way, which he's telling Miles, hey nigga, why you trying to fit in so bad? Stand out. You see me, I'm rocking out. You see how I'm doing. I'm good. It's not, you don't have to fit in,
You still think Gwen is around these Universal streets?
I do think she's around. I do think she's around these streets still. Now
she just got homeboys. That's it.
I agree. I don't know what she's doing in the streets. I didn't say.
She's just swinging on her damn web. Technically, she's not really in the street because she don't walk down the street. I'm just saying. I'm trying to clear Sister Gwen's name. Granted,
I heard some rumors about Hobie. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
what rumors?
Allegedly, he's not into women like that. So it's probably just a platonic situation. They stay because what I'm saying, I'm not saying my girl couldn't wear my shoes, but I wouldn't want my girl wearing my shoes because first off, just big ass feet. But then second, what that's too much. I mean, would you rock your I mean, I know you probably rock a dude hoodie, but would you rock your dude's shoes if you could?
No, I mean, no, my feet ain't that big to be wearing no man's shoes.
What if his feet that small?
Oh God, help me, save
What I
me.
mean, what's wrong with
I wear
small feet?
I wear a 7 in men's. That's kind of small. Nah,
Uh,
it is. Help
I mean,
me. What I just say, Jason? I'm blinking twice if that nigga has a size 7.
I mean, but what is his feet? The feet don't it doesn't nothing goes with the feet. Why do
All
people?
right.
That's not true. Big socks. That's it. That's all they mean. Big feet mean big socks.
All right. But anyway, nah, I'm not trying to wear my man's shoes. I was about to ask you something, but I completely forgot. So I did see something online where it mentioned Obi and Margot. Margot was the avatar.
Okay. Okay.
And I think I also sent this to you because they were just like, these two only knew Miles for a couple of hours and they were trying to help him in every way imaginable. But then you had Gwen and Peter B, known Miles for years, wasn't even trying to help that
14
young
months.
brother out. You said what?
14 months. You'll say years.
Hey, is that more than 12 months? I'm just saying, a hell of a lot longer. And they weren't even trying to help him. So it's one of those things. Like, we was looking out. When I say we, it's all capital. We was looking out for that young man.
I agree. I definitely enjoyed that. I feel like we're gonna get a lot more spider people that'll probably come around. I'm pretty sure Miguel will probably come around in the next movie. One thing I remember was in that first Spider-Verse teaser trailer they dropped was like it was Miguel beating Miles' ass just throughout all these different universes. Do you think we're gonna get that scene still at some point? Or do you
I,
think that was just one of those fake out scenes?
I I would say I hope it's a fake out because
I
just you
would
describing
say.
that, because I haven't seen it, that reminds me of when Ultron was beating the shit out of the Watcher through those different universes. So if they do drop it, you're gonna see similarities between those because you
You,
had different effects in that scene.
oh, you didn't see you haven't seen that?
No, where he was
Oh, it's like one of the trailers for the movie.
right.
He like grabbed him and told him he gotta either go back because he messed up time and he's just beating his ass through like different universes and just taking him through different places, whooping his
So
ass.
so since you've seen it, did it look like when Ultron was fighting the Watcher?
I think the
What it?
Ultron and Watcher fight was a lot better, but I mean, it was an episode. It wasn't a trailer, so
It was enough.
I mean, it was. And
It,
I thought that was going to happen in here, and it kind of looked similar to when it was on that train, but not really. So I don't know.
I mean, I think Sony probably have a lot of clips. Let's just tease it, put in a trailer, and then let the geeks try to figure out if it's in the movie or not. And then when they find out it's not in the movie, let them get pissed off. And they'll probably look at the tweets of us lashing out and laughing at us
But
while they're sitting on the new movie.
they say the next one is the last. How you feel about that?
I was a bit sad, but then I was also like, they're switching this to live action. So it should be expected. And when you have a great story, I appreciate when studios, companies know when to stop instead of continuing to make shit for a cash grab. And we'll be reviewing one of those movies where it's just became a cash grab. Check out our next review. I'll keep the title a secret, even though you can see it on our fucking social media. But it's just, you just keep creating ridiculous things. Story doesn't matter to you anymore because you make enough money off of it. So with them stopping, I'm cool with it. But I feel
So I'm gonna let you finish your point. I
I
have
was
one
just gonna
though.
say I feel like 3, like I said in our regular review, I think it's gonna be fire. I think it'll probably be better than these first 2. I don't know how they're gonna outdo it, but
Oh,
starting to have
there's
faith in Sony animation.
there's so many ways to top this. Like there's so many different things.
You're probably thinking the first thing not to have a fucking cliffhanger. That is probably the only thing on your list. Don't have a cliffhanger.
No, I mean, no. We gotta have a conclusion. How Spot, we got a conclusion if how Spot gets defeated, how Miguel gets defeated. Are or is Tom Holland going to be in this last movie? Because if you were to save him, whether it's a picture, him voiceover or something like that, I feel like the third movie would be where you bring him into it, just like you brought Toby and Andrew in No Way Home. Is Madam Web going to appear? Who is Issa's baby daddy? We need to figure out that as well. Like we have so many different things. Do you think the father is a spider person?
I hope not, but she said that he's hot. And I wish it would have said fine instead of hot. But no, I don't think he's a spider person. Because
I
if so,
don't.
wouldn't he have been in the headquarters with everybody else?
I mean, in our
I,
next movie, uh,
and he better have a management job. If she out here doing what she, no, he just need to be at home. Let him be like a delivery man or something like that. She don't seem like she would deal with somebody in like a suit and tie. She needs that adventure. So he got to be able to keep up. So he got to be into fitness and, athletic. Because you dating a spider, you dating Spider Woman. So you can't just be no lazy ass.
maybe it's Pietro Parker, but he just like he don't fight crime. He's just a regular person at the house with the baby. But the other kid, it was her first kid. She didn't say this.
She didn't. But they're keeping it a secret.
Of course. We're going. I think we. Well, how many Spider people get in the first movie? Six or seven, 7, 8. I mean,
Don't give me the line. Not in 4K.
you got no. You got Peter Noir, Spider-Man Noir, Porky, Sporty. What's it? Porky. What was it? Porky.
The pig.
The pig.
And then Sis with the
Penny.
robot.
You got Penny, Gwen, Miles. That's 5. Was it one more? That may have been it.
Yeah.
So we got 5 then in this movie here. I mean, of course, outside of them, some of the people that we actually cared about.
I cared about the Spider-Man with the horse.
The ones that we're gonna actually be following. So you got the one behind you, the Ben Riley, the Miguel, Hobie, Spider-Man India, Spider. I can't think. Why can't I never think of her name? The Avatar.
Oh, Margot.
Yeah, her. So I feel like they're giving us 5, 6, 7 different Spider-Mans each movie that's important to the story that's going on. So I'm pretty sure we'll get a nice group next movie. So we'll see how because are they finna go all fight Miles? Like, are they all these Spider-Man finna go fight Miles? You think that? Or are they going to go fight Spot? What universe do you think they heading to?
I mean, she has to go save Miles, even though she doesn't know he's really in danger, because she knows that he's not in his universe, and they don't seem like they're treating the Spot like a serious threat. I'm like, did y'all not see that dark ass figure? But because it just seemed like an afterthought. Because they might try to go and save Miles's father. So they actually might go back to Miles's universe. I don't know how he's going to get out of where he's at now, but it'll be interesting. His Spidey senses are not working.
I was saying like maybe somebody said, his senses don't work for himself. Like he can't sense himself.
But then it comes back to the question I asked in our regular review. How come Gwen wasn't able to sense Miles when he was invisible, when she was checking out the space where the Spot blew it up? Because when I did my rewatch for Into the Spider-Verse, when the other spider folks came, everybody's senses went up. Nobody was threatened. It was just, oh, it's other spider people here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious, like, why Gwen's didn't go off. Maybe it's because
Not
he was invisible.
when it's when he's invisible. Like when he's in the invisible mode, his stealth, like the stealth of it, it can't be sensed. So that's why he has the one up on the spider people. But he also has a venom power. So I mean, he has a lot working for him that regular Peter doesn't have. So the
And
spider that got him was kind of lit. You said what?
he got melanin too.
Now that's a fact. That's a fact. Um, as far as with the next lost, as far as the next person we think is that Miles may lose, who do you think that is?
His mama. She about to be out of here. R.I.P. They gonna pull a Bambi on us.
Ha! Not a Bambi.
We
Think
remember
she
when
gonna
his
get
mama died.
um why is my last name Morales?
Why are you asking me like I know his parents?
His mama named Rio Morales. His dad named Jefferson Davis. Like, is it what's going on? Is Jefferson his real daddy?
I mean, they look alike a little bit.
I think they
Got to
do.
be a
He
crazy
looked just
film.
he looked just like him. He got her color. He got his face, like a younger version of it.
I mean, unless he was born before they got married, that could be the situation. So you saying that he has his mother's last name?
His name is Miles Morales. Yes.
Then, yeah, he was born before they got married.
Some
Like
people
that.
don't think. Some people don't think that's a big deal, though. I mean, do you want your shit? I mean, are you gonna take your husband's last name when you get married?
Sure.
You
It's
don't know
because
yet.
people say my last name wrong, and it irritates me every time they say it wrong.
What they say, man? They leave the S off. Leaves the S off or something.
I,
Or they add a P.
I don't want to put it in 4K what people do because I associate with assholes, so I can see people doing it on purpose just to piss me off. But yeah, I correct them every time, like doctor's office, wherever I'm at. And they be like, "Oh, sorry." I'm like, "Yeah." And then when people say it right, I'm like, "Thank you for saying it right." And they're like, "People say it wrong." I'm like, "Yeah, but people are idiots." So
Yeah, well, I guess still get called Justin. So hey, I understand. I've never
you
understood
said
that.
what?
I still get called Justin.
Justin?
Yeah.
Shit, I seen people call you Brandon.
Still, I still don't understand that shit. Like, where nothing even suggests a Brandon.
Unless she was dating a Jason, but cheating on that Jason with a Brandon. And how she got caught up was she accidentally called Jason Brandon. That's the story that I created. That's what I'm going with because that seems like it makes the most sense.
Gonna be cheating if you're gonna call the people the wrong name.
That's why you
Put
just
that
call
out
him
there.
Bay and just did that shit. Ain't gotta worry about it. Not that I would know, but hey. Anyway.
It sounds like you know. It sounds like you're familiar with that, but I'm not gonna go into that too much. I'm not going into that too much. Um, it's across the Spider Verse. Um, a lot of 42s. We did a lot of catching up on a lot of things. They've been dropping these little Easter eggs, these little tidbits since the beginning of the first movie. A lot of different things. So you said did you catch anything else that you didn't catch the first time, possibly in that first movie, or something that you seen that you wanted to call out?
Nah, I think it was just the whole Peter thing and Miguel blaming Miles for why Peter was killed when he was just defeated. He had rubble on him, and then that's when Kingpin decided to go ahead and take his life. So I'm just like, Miles had nothing to do with that. That's the only thing from those two films that I didn't catch until I did my rewatch of the first film after seeing the second. So yeah. What about you?
So you have that. I also see the one call out that people were saying when Peter and Miles first met each other, when their spidey senses went off. The spidey sense for Miles was in the Green Goblin, not Green Goblin, but in purple and green,
The Prowlers.
kind of like the Prowler colors. Now they do eventually sync up because it does change in the movie. It does change, but I wonder if that was done intentionally, just to let you kind of like throw you off in that moment. Because whenever Spider-Man go off, they're red. Whenever they're tingling, I guess. Within that.
I do have a question. So I know that you said, he's always Spider-Man when he gets up. Do you think in Into the Spider-Verse, the reason why the original Spider-Man wasn't able to get up, wasn't able to survive this fight, is because Miles became Spider-Man, to where his plot armor was no longer on him, but now on Miles? Because the way that Miles was able to even outrun the Prowler was crazy. But I know that he got bit by the spider already and everything, but I'm just curious, like, that plot armor definitely could have went on to him, which I don't think Miguel knows about plot armor, but I mean, he be out here dibbling dabbling, so he might.
He knows something.
But
I like that, Jazz. I actually like that. Well, he couldn't get back up. That's
yeah.
it's a dark way to look at it, but it's definitely a way to look at it. Because I mean, two
Was,
Spider-Man can coexist. There's a video game that's about to go into that, and typically Peter is teaching Miles. I mean, there are story arcs where Peter gets killed and Miles is the only one that's there, but I mean, oftentimes they're in the same universe, helping each other in that situation. It's not a little buddy type thing. It's just they partners. They're doing this together. But I like that. I hadn't even thought about that. Like that's why he couldn't get back up. Because he had to become the one true Spider-Man in that area. So that's actually a dope call out.
yeah, because I mean, like, Kingpin easily able to take his mask off, like, and then Peter reacted. He was just like, "Oh, that's not good." So it's like he already knew. So I mean, I like when I saw it, I was just like, "Damn." But that's just something I saw on my rewatch of the first film. And then, do you think with Miles being in the wrong universe, because of course he's gonna start glitching. That should be expected. He doesn't have that bracelet anymore. But do you think him being there and him being there for a while is gonna have the same effects that Miguel's universe had when he was in the wrong universe and everything just started crumbling around him? I don't think it'll get that far, but I think in the third film we'll start to see that possibly happening.
You said the world crumbling, which I mean,
so you know how, like, when Miguel was telling us his story where he went to another universe where his character died and he tried to replace him, which he tried to benefit off of a canon event happening, and then everything just got destroyed. So do you think you know where I'm at? You know where I'm
so for me in that, I don't know how that would work in the Miles universe outside of, I don't know, like if he was to save somebody he wasn't supposed to. So like that's the only way I can see that happening. Like him actually breaking a canon event in his Earth. Like what would that be? Like would it be a situation where he saved his dad where he has to lose a parent? Like you think they're gonna force him to lose a parent in the end? Like because it just has to be a canon event.
I mean, it might be to where Good Miles in Earth 42,
Mm-hmm.
maybe while they're fighting, Uncle Aaron dies, which could be the canon event for that Earth or that universe
42.
for 42, which, or I mean, yeah, to where that wasn't supposed to happen or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I'm just.
So I mean, I can see another canon event happening where it actually plays all the way out. So because we kind of see it with Miguel's, but we don't really see it, if that makes sense.
No.
And then we kind of see with Spider-Man India, it begins to happen, but they try to catch it like early. So I can see one happening where we have to go through the entire process. Kind of, it makes me think about like High Evolutionary, because like I didn't expect him to blow that whole damn planet up. I didn't think that was gonna happen. I thought they were gonna stop it. It was gonna be that, but no, that nigga blew up a whole planet.
Spoiler alert for anybody who has not seen Guardians of the Galaxy. Jason just letting it all out.
I mean, Jazz, you gave the spoiler alert in the beginning of the episode, so
I didn't.
You didn't say spoiler. You didn't say spoiler. You didn't spoiler alert. Oh, okay, so
I mean, we can say one now, and then I can edit it for the beginning.
No, fuck that. If you hear this is What's It Good Though podcast, aka the spoiler alert, nigga. We are not here to hold no punches. We letting them all. We
shooting the web on everybody.
I couldn't hear your pum pums that time, but
you said you couldn't.
I can hear your pum pum.
Neither one of them.
Not one. Nope.
Whip. It's all right. Damn.
So Spider-Man. So do you think that my Prowler Miles is gonna help Miles?
No, he is a villain.
How do you know
sorry.
That? You can't prove that. You can't. He might be like Deadpool in his universe.
Jason, if you out here minding your business with somebody who you thought was your uncle, and then somebody comes behind you and hits you upside your head, leaves you concussed.
Jazz, this is not Parent Trap. I'm knocking anybody out there look like me, because why do you look so much like me?
Look, follow where I'm going.
Okay, I got you.
If somebody did that, do you not label them as a villain? Do you not label them as a threat? So what the fuck are you talking about? He might be Deadpool. No, nigga, he's not.
How do you know that? You in my universe. You in my mama house. I don't know what you're doing.
I mean, shit, he was trying to tell you, but you wasn't listening to him. He said, I'm in the wrong earth. This is not my universe. Good Miles said all of that. So you saying all of this to your evil twin, and he's like, I don't give a fuck. And you just like, look, I need to go back to my universe so I can save our dad. And then he's just like, not my dad. That nigga is not a villain to you? Stop.
Okay, so first off, I don't know. I'm still going to say I don't know. And if I'm evil, if I'm Prowler Miles, I'm evil. Why wouldn't I tie this nigga up?
Jason.
Good, bad, or not, I'm tying this nigga up, because why are you in my mama house?
Because he thought he was in his universe.
I ain't got time for that. No.
It ain't what you got time for. He's
you in my mama house.
Well, you not there. Your mama been struggling check to check while you out here what? You ain't fighting crime, nigga. You are the crime.
He's probably the one that's taking care of it, getting everything taken care of. With his dad, with his uncle. Him and his uncle out there taking care of business.
You're not about to sit up here and justify evil Miles talking about
I can't
Deadpool.
You know what, Jazz? I can't justify shit because I don't know what that nigga do. They cut the movie off when they got to it. How about that?
Don't you blame
That's my problem. Yes.
Jason, you had enough time to make assumptions.
I don't want to make an assumption. I need to
That's why we here. That's why we here. You're not gonna know no time soon, because that shit about to get pushed.
So when they come, so next movie, I feel like the Sinister Six. You think they're gonna be in the next movie, the Sinister Six? They mentioned them.
That we saw them in this movie when Miles was being chased, but no, I don't fucking know.
I think they will. I think the Sinister Six is gonna come in the next movie in Prowler Miles universe. I don't know. And my question in that, do you think Prowler Miles is a part of it? Or is he like the outcast villain? Because there's always that one villain like, I don't fuck with them like that. Like,
if he's the outcast villain, I'm going to assume they're all racist. Because I mean, he look like he can hold his own. So
possibly. I mean, we got Prowler Miles that's been captured because he tripped over his own feet. So
look. Prowler Miles is a villain because he just giving off that villain aura. How did you not feel that energy?
I don't like how you labeling black men. I think
What?
I don't like how you assuming this brother because he got braids and green and purple clothes on. You think
I have
he
locks.
evil?
What is that? What? Wow.
What does it say about you? I don't know. So are you a villain on this podcast? Maybe. I feel like we may need to talk about this. Let's discuss. What is it?
Wow.
What makes him a villain? Because he beat up the guy you like? Is that what makes him a villain?
No, because instead of going up to somebody asking questions, he went physical first. You assaulted him first.
Yes, we was taught. Shoot first, ask questions last.
Oh, okay. All right. That sounds like a lot of people in Florida right now. All right.
And so you need to fit in.
Nope. Those rules don't work for people with my complexion, which Miles shares the same complexion as us. And the simple fact, like, when Miles saw Aaron, he hugged him. He was just like, Uncle Aaron, I missed you. I'm sorry, there's no way you're going to sit up here and that seemed like aggression, threat.
Nah. I mean, but that doesn't automatically make him bad, Jazz. So, okay, so is Miguel a villain?
Yes.
Why?
What the? Okay, so you know what? We're not doing this whole antagonist villain bullshit.
I'm not saying it. I'm not going. I'm just saying. So I'm only asking because yes, it is. I do think Miguel would have been an antagonist, but I don't feel like. I feel like everybody that did what they did were justified in their actions. I think Miguel was justified in what he tried to do to Miles. Now, whether you agree with the actions or the reasoning, that's up to you. But Miguel has a job to defend Spider-Verses. So Miles, which he knows because he is one, is somebody that's fucking up what canon events are, and he's not supposed to be doing that. So my job is to stop this, regardless of if this person is a good person or not. You're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Prowler Miles, same exact thing with him. He's just in a situation where, hey, somebody has showed up in my universe, in my home, at my doorstep. I need to eliminate this threat. So let me put this person. He didn't kill him. At least he didn't kill him. That's the bit.
Because he got a really good cliffhanger.
So maybe he's going to get more information. Maybe he's punching them in the stomach some more to see what he wants to learn.
If you don't see Miguel as a villain,
I don't see Spot as a villain.
You said what?
I don't see Spot as a villain.
Let's pause that. Let's stick here first. So if you see Prowler Miles and Miguel had two different approaches. Mm-hmm. Miguel could have easily attacked Miles once he got to the Spidey headquarters and locked him right then and there. But he explained the situation to him to try to see if Miles could understand. Of course, Miles' emotional how anybody else would react. So they were trying to inform him and communicate and give him the information without attacking him, to give him the option to either accept it or not. Prowler Miles did not do that for Miles. He just said, what you over here for? And when Miles was trying to explain everything to him, he was like, yeah, I ain't trying to hear all of that. That's your dad. That ain't mine. Mine is gone. He ain't said all of that, but he was real short with his dialogue. So if that's the case, I'm giving Prowler Miles the villain role, and I will give Miguel the antagonist, because Miguel was seeing the bigger picture. Even though it was an ugly picture, but it was a bigger one, to where you have to say, it's like you got to save more lives. So to Spot, all right, please explain why you don't think he is a villain.
I mean, so for Spot, like he was kind of put in that position. Like he can't maneuver like a regular person, and
he could get a job.
And that's why people keep on saying, like, Miles can just be Spider-Man and just live his life. He can't. Miles have to he still gotta eat, he still gotta make ends meet, he still gotta pay for different things as he gets older. So for somebody like Spot who's unable to get a job, or people not wanting to work with him, or they're afraid of him, it's just certain things. He somewhat got pushed into that life. And he was just gonna rob out the ATM. He wasn't messing with him. He gonna rob out the ATM and he would have went on with his day.
You are a
Miles stepped
terrible
in.
lawyer. You are.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not.
So you just over here saying justifying. I mean, look, he just gonna steal one ATM and then he gonna go home.
He was. I mean, he have a home? I don't know where he was going after that. Like,
he's gonna steal the ATM and go to the woods.
how do you know that? He could have went. I mean, he found.
I don't know if he's got a home.
Like,
I don't know where he was going. I would think if he is a scientist, he got a paycheck and he still got some income from when he was working at the labs a month and a year, 4 months ago. So I'm like, Spot, use your old ID, apply for stuff online, do only virtual interviews, don't have your camera on. There's ways around it. You just got to get creative.
he is creative. He rewriting realities.
Yeah, he's a villain. Like, what?
But I don't. So for Problem Miles, I can't. I'm not. He may be a villain, but I think he gonna do some good.
I hope not.
You want to do some
I hope
bad?
he doesn't do any good.
Why?
Because he is a villain. Villains aren't supposed to be good.
So in that situation, it's either going to be one or two things. Either he's going to help Miles defeat Spot so his parents don't get killed, or he's going to be the one that kill his parents. Which one? I mean, which would?
Wait, what? Say that again?
Or he going to kill one of the parents? Like, do you want him to be
that? I
that?
think he is going to kill one of the parents. If you thinking both of the parents are surviving in part 3, you are highly mistaken.
I don't think Miles going to kill him. I don't think Miles going to kill him, though.
No, you don't think Miles gonna kill the Spot?
One of the parents.
Why would Miles? You mean Prowler Miles?
What? Prowler Miles. I don't think he's gonna kill one.
No,
I
think the Spot is gonna kill one of the parents.
It's a possibility, but man.
We already saw it.
So when the Spider people come in there, that's why I feel like Sinister Six got to come in there, because you think Prowler Miles can't take like 7 Spider-Men by himself, or could he?
Him having backup would make a lot of sense.
So that's why I was like, is he in Sinister Six or is he not? So you don't think so. But, I mean, it'll make sense for them. I mean, because shit, remember this movie started off like 15, 20 minutes of intro of them just fighting one person. And it was 3 of them fighting him.
I mean, I feel like with all of these heroes, we need more than 1 or 2 villains. So give me a nice amount of villains. I think that will make it a lot more entertaining and a lot of fun, because you have villains to use.
In the first movie, it was what, 4? I think it was Kingpin, Tombstone,
and then you had Green Goblin, and then you had Octavia.
Yeah, there was quite a few.
So I'm like, give us a nice amount of villains and also kill some people off. But you definitely have to kill people off. Like, I'm sick of these movies not giving us bodies.
I mean, I think that's what I feel like that's where the kid aspect, especially in the Spider-Man movie, will come from. Like, you have a death, but like I don't think they try to kill as much as they should.
This entire movie was talking about how it's their destiny to deal with all this loss. You know what the shit we had to grow up on, Jason? We saw Mufasa die in front of us after hanging out with Simba, killed by his brother. His brother. In front of his son. These kids today, they thugs. They'll be all right. Am I lying?
You might be right. You might be right. You might be right. So,
and plus, Kingpin killed Spider-Man in the last movie.
That's it. Spider-Man died and Aaron died. So there was 2 deaths in there. I don't think there was no deaths in this though, right?
No,
because Miles saved the person that was supposed to die. So yeah, there's gonna be some crazy endings to this. So do you do you have an expectation for this next one, or is it just you just going not no expectation, just going into it blind, just boom? I don't care, just give me the movie.
I mean, the first two films proved to me and gave me confidence that part three will be amazing. So I have no worries at all. Only thing I'm worried about is when it's going to drop, because they're coming out with all these headlines now talking about the actress that voices Gwen. She hasn't even started recording yet, which might not be oh, this movie's gonna get delayed. It just might be her character is going to die at the beginning of the movie and she ain't got that much dialogue. So until you have Shamik come out here talking about I haven't started, then that's when you might want to get worried. But Gwen, she might be dead in like the first 20 minutes. That would be crazy. But
nah, they ain't gonna kill her.
But you was just talking about how Gwen she's gonna be dead. Now today,
the beginning of this episode was we allowed this to marinate.
Now you just
like, us.
Okay, Gwen is just on the streets. She's not gonna die. Okay.
Yeah, I think Gwen's going. I feel like in the Spider-Woman movie, she's gonna be an intricate part of that. So no, I don't think she's going anywhere. Although you can justify multiverse stuff, so you can do whatever you want with that situation. But I don't think she's gonna die. I do think it's going to be some deaths. I think Peter B is out of here for sure. I do. That's who I would put in there to be an effed up person to go, considering he just had a child. He got Mary Jane back, but that's one of those gut wrenching losses. You were like, oh man. But they already killed a Peter, so I don't know if they do it again.
A movie full of Peters? Why not?
But everybody not Peters.
But you got a lot of Peters.
There's only one Miles. Well, two now.
Yeah. So, but I also I don't think Gwen is going to die. I'm definitely putting my money on a parent though. Like absolutely.
And no, that's a fact.
I wouldn't be shocked if Peter died. Do you think Hobie will die?
No. I don't think Hobie's going to die, but I also think Hobie is going to replace Peter for Miles in this mentorship or teacher thing. And I hope we get I want a Hobie TV show or cartoon or something.
You're not gonna movie. They're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna drop the next one in 3 years.
That's fine. As long as we gotta keep Daniel Kaluuya in that role though. That was I would love to see some more Hobie, even though I know they said it took 3 years to animate just him, which they said it took them 4 years, 3 to 4 years. I think you was it? Nah, I just seen it. It took like 3 to 4 years to animate the train scene.
Oh yeah, when Miguel was beating his ass.
Yeah, with just the whole them climbing up, going up, and whatnot. Do you feel like stuff like this is excessive? I seen somebody say it was excessive.
What you mean?
The animation, like them doing an animation and it taking that long, is excessive.
No, I don't think anything is excessive if you look at the end product. The end product was perfect. It was unique. It was creative. It was astonishing. It was magnificent. It was marvelous. It was all of the things.
All of the things.
But it also, once you realize how long it takes these creative artists to make these, to deliver these, as a viewer, it's like you have to appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, this is people drawing. So when you see these kind of films, like I would hate for it to be delayed, but I'm hoping that, we do get it in March of next year. But it's just like, this shit takes time to make. Like Invincible, when I found out, I was like, damn, we're not going to get that for another 2 years. I was just like, but these people are like drawing. Now, unless they get the damn computers or the AI start doing it. But I don't think they're going to be as good as the regular folks.
No, please don't. Please don't.
I don't want to see the Terminator iRobot out here like drawing aisles. Like, I don't want to see that. But I do have a question for you because I know music was one of the biggest things in these two films. Soundtracks, which movie had the best one?
I do think Sunflower is a bigger song than anything on the new album, but I do think I love this soundtrack on part two better as a whole. So I think that one song stuck out, but I do think the soundtrack on the new album is a lot better.
Okay. I was trying to decide. That was tough for me. And I might need to just go back and listen to this latest one. But I'm gonna say the first movie because Danger from the first film, I was just like, that's like a lot of the songs from the first film were definitely on my gym playlist. I was in the gym acting like I was Miles. That's a lot doing that. But I think both completely great soundtracks. So I was like, let me make sure I ask Jason like which one he liked the most.
Yeah, I finally got to sit down and listen to the second one. I'm gonna have to listen to the first one again just to see what sticks out from it. But I know Sunflower for sure, but the other ones I don't even remember, which is crazy.
Yeah, it had a nice amount of songs on there. And another thing that I saw over the past couple of days is the impact of Uncle Aaron's shoulder touch. How it was used so much, of course, in the first film, but then also in this one. Because he did this the shoulder touch with Miguel when Miguel was beating his ass. And so like Miguel, do you remember when Miguel was like inserting some type of something in his shoulder? So I thought that was blood. I was like, oh, this nigga blade for real. But I think like the same thing as if his suit was like coming undone. And so Miles was able to put his hand on his skin. And that's what Miles was like, nah, I'm gonna make my own path. And he did the shoulder touch. So I thought that was dope because he did the same thing to Kingpin in the first movie. So it's just that impact that you see that how his uncle, how much he meant to him. So
we also have, since you mentioned in the shoulder touch, Aaron does it to Miles when he's in the wrong universe as well.
Really?
He was like, hey. And then he hugged him. So yeah, they bring it back. So yeah, it was dope. He said that. I forgot. I slick forgot about it. But yeah, he does the shoulder touch to him when he's in the wrong universe. So I guess that's just something that Aaron universally does all over the universe.
I wonder if it works.
Jazz, would you want a young man
No.
to put their hand exactly?
No. And I'm trying to think like, even if he fine, like I'll be like, especially if my shoulder's out. Oh, nah, definitely not. This is true. Now, if we having a conversation and the vibe is right, possibly. What is you doing? What the hell was that?
I'm trying to think. I'm over here thinking like, how about? I mean, I don't know. You being there when you see when we were coming of age, we were a lot more freer. That's a lot more free. Freer is not a word, but we were a lot more free. So when you out in these parties, you may be subject to do anything when talking to a person. We have to be a lot more selective, a lot more cautious in our approach. But back in the day, yeah, you might come up. I don't even know who this woman is. You might grab her by the hips, so just you just dancing on the vibing with her, or you might talk in the ear on her. You wouldn't do that now. I wouldn't do that now, but back in the day, you definitely would have been at the party, at a club, or something like that. Like
that reminded me, I used to do. So something I used to do, if I'm in a club with my homegirls and if I see like a tall dude, he look like he muscular. Yeah, I got a type. So I would go up to him, just stand there, I'd be like, and just look at him. And I would start a conversation. I'd be like, do you work out? And he'd be like, yeah, trying to act like he really did. I'd be like, let me see your abs. Dudes, he be like, what? And let me see your abs. Like, do you have abs? They would. And I'd be like, like, can I rub on your abs real quick? Yeah, that was, yeah. I used to get that off so
this nigga here, man. What in the hell? My fat ass would never say, no, I don't. I'm fat as hell. No abs here. Like, I'm glad that's never been a situation. I can also say I'm glad that the look back people haven't walked off. Thank God. Knock on the wood.
Shout out to the look backs. Y'all are appreciated.
Jesus Christ, because I've seen it though, man. Motherfucker walk off. I was like, oh shit. You see it now though. Women, they're more so just out with their homegirls having a good time. You kind of, so because we was raised in the situation where you just pop up, just boom, and she just going, you just and you just pop behind her, she dancing. And so now you do shit like that. You see the niggas kind of creeping to the spot where women at they try to get the dance, and it's just like, bro, you might as well leave with a conversation and then see if you can get the dance. Don't just don't just hop behind the man. So
I do remember that, like college.
Exactly.
He was like, all right, but the ones that just stuck around, I'd be like, all right, I gotta get somebody else a turn. Like, go on, nigga. Like, your song over.
Hey, look here. No, they ain't how they were. I remember one time I danced somebody, man, that damn dance, like, it was for a long ass time. She ain't moving. I was like, shit, keep it going. That's before I knew how to talk to women, though. So I ain't get a number. That was definitely a situation because most niggas be like, her
passing the phone.
And they from the back. Hey, you wanna put your number in the phone?
First off, do not pass me your phone while we dancing, nigga. Wait till the song is up. Cause I just be like, I gotta go get me a drink. That was three songs straight. Like, nigga, that's 3.5 minutes. Like each one. Let me breathe. And then you just walk away. But if he just like, let me go ahead and get your number. So let me ask you this. We are completely off topic, but we do pivots. When you would go out to the club, would you try to talk to as many different women at one time, or was you just focused on one? Or it depends on the mood you in.
I can't even say. To be honest, like when I was out like that, I typically knew the people. Like I've always been like the most known unknown. Like people didn't know my name, but like people knew who I was. So when I was out, like I was familiar with everybody that was out. So it wasn't like a situation. So if I'm dancing, I'm like in a friend group of people and I'm dancing with the different friends in the group. So it wasn't like a situation like that. But then if I wanted one of the friends out the group, that's who I was like, hey, what's up? Let me exchange information, type of thing. But it was never a situation where I was just like out and I'm just like, cause I've never been that person. Like I've never been. I like the odds in my favor. Like I'm trying to guard myself, so I don't want to be out here just be like, oh no, I'm good. Oh no. So I like to play odds in that situation. So I like to shoot high percentage shots in that. So
it don't sound like you playing it safe too much, Jason.
No, I play. No, I don't play it safe. I play to win, Jazz. I'm the one. Like I'm shooting. I'm the one that's doing the layups. I'm not dunking the ball. I know for a fact this is gonna go in. It's always worked. I don't need to. Why am I doing stuff I shouldn't? I'm out here taking these outer range jumpers. Nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. I wasn't.
Oh, like.
And I wasn't that good. And I wasn't that good with like talking to women like that. I still sometimes get nervous in just making a phone call to a woman today. Like even still to this day. Like somebody I've known 30 years, I still get nervous making that phone call.
Well, all right.
Okay. Man, I wasn't that nigga. But women tell me, like, I was shocked. Like niggas be like, first thing they do, so they come in up phone. Here you go. Could you sign it? Like put your number in there. I'm like, hey, nah, y'all niggas be wild.
Mm.
Oh no, I turned myself off. I don't know how I did that, but I did. So Jay, was you out here? You was going with different men at the parties, or was you eyeballing one, and that was your goal for the night?
So I like the thrill because, like I've said it multiple times, like I like to flirt. I like pointless flirting, or it. I just isn't flirting is cool to me. So I'll be like, I'll dance and talk to a dude and be like, all right, I'll let you later. Give him my number, and then go to the other side of the club and do the same thing with somebody else. And then I'll be like, all right, okay, cool. Because chances are, if you give your number to 3 to 4 dudes that night, 2 to 3 of them niggas gonna be trash. And then you got one that was like worth talking to and going out with. So yeah.
I understand that. I understand. That's why.
I mean, that's
That's
the
why.
game I used to play. I don't play that game anymore. Jazz goes to Bible study on Wednesdays.
What's the name of your church?
You said what?
Help
Marvelous
Help
prayer.
you heard me.
Marvelous prayer.
Marvelous prayer. Okay. Who the pastor?
His name is Miles Rodriguez. Yes, Lord.
The man named Morales. She said Rodriguez.
Was there any other points?
That's what I was going to say. Did you have anything in Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, any of the Spider-Man movies in there? And
No. I mean, I'm excited to see what we get in the third film. I definitely think it's going to go to live action since we got a little bit of it in this movie with Donald Glover.
mhm.
So I think they're just saying like we're about to be done. I think it's definitely going to transition to live action. I would not be shocked if there is another cliffhanger, but on a lower scale than the one that we got in the second movie. I think it'll probably be a cliffhanger to your standards, to where like the story is complete, but they can still bring it up, and not to where we are now, to where it's just like you really left out and just waiting for 9 months. So
This cliffhanger on this movie was almost like on the Amazing Spider-Man 2 when Peter was fit to run into the Rhino. That's what this is equivalent to for me
why don't I remember that?
because it was so trash.
This cliffhanger wasn't trash though. It was not. We'll just have to agree to disagree. Like this cliffhanger was fire.
Boom. That's where we go. Agree to disagree. This is what I failed to mention. You good? You good?
I'm waiting for your shit that you about to say, so I can get it ready on my side.
Not even that crazy. I think that Miles Morales. I think that Summer Walker is the live action Miles Morales. And this is why. Summer Walker like to do shit her own way. Nobody agrees. Nobody likes it. But it works for her. So she finally took someone's advice, which was the lovely, lovely Miss Tiana Taylor. And now people are like, oh my God, she has to do this more. But her way has worked. But she has seen that doing it another way can also work. Hence, Miles Morales and Summer Walker are the same people. We've seen Summer Walker in person, Jazz, together. And we see she be on some shit at times.
She just walk around the stage.
This last time, Tiana actually gave her a performance on the stage. So it wasn't just her just doing it her way. She had to try it a different way for one night only, which hopefully it inspired her to do that a little bit more. Because I feel like she could be a lot bigger than what she is, but I feel like she gets in the way of her own self, which I feel like that was what Miles was doing in the initial movie. And then he finally got over himself. Then he was able to spread his wings as far as what did it, what you do? He spread his wings. So yeah, that's just my thought in there.
I mean, did you feel that way in this second film though?
I did. I mean, I feel well. I feel like you. I think it's just. I think it's just like a general thing, like with Miles, like, and I and honestly, yeah, because he keep well, it's a little bit different because he's trying to fit in, and he shouldn't try to fit in. Hobie was kept telling him like, bro, what he like? Why are you doing this? So that's why it's like you need to stand. Like you have to do something different. Like you don't.
I think Miles was just trying to find a group to be a part of, and the group that he saw himself fitting in was with the other Spider-Man people, even before getting to the Spider-Man Society, because he can't open up and be himself fully with his parents. He can't be honest with them because he doesn't know how they're going to accept him. So then he goes to this location where everybody is just like him. So he's just like open up a whole new road for him to express himself. And so, because like within the both movies, his parents was telling him what he can or can't do. He was just like, I should be able to do what I want. His dad's just like, nah. And he got cocky, like we mentioned before, when he was just like, Spider-Man will be on punishment. And so he started to realize the things that his mother told him. It's just like, and then Hobby told him, it's just like, you're not gonna always fit in. Just instead of trying to follow in somebody else's shadow, following yours or just lead your own path. And so it took all of that happening for him to realize that's not who I'm trying to be. That's not who I should be. And then, of course, he realized niggas be stabbing him in the back. Gwen and Peter.
It's a part. I mean, it's definitely a. I don't know. Like it's all growing pains. Like so, he became Spider-Man at 14. He's 15 now. He's going to continue to learn. He's going to continue to lose. He's going to continue to win. All these different things, they're going to shape him to be the fine young man I know he's going to be when he gets to that age. But he's definitely trying to balance it all. Has always been something that has been a crutch for Miles in the comic book. Even Peter has always struggled with trying to balance the both because once the person finds out who they are, they coming straight at the parents. So
yeah,
it's the next movie. I feel like a lot will be at stake. We're gonna leave out of there sad, excited, happy, amped up. But yeah, we gonna see if this can dethrone Infinity War or Endgame because you just said that was an amazing movie when you did a rewatch on it. That's my ledge. I think it's gonna be better than Endgame.
Ooh. So let me just repeat this. So we got it in 4K. You're saying Spider-Man
Beyond.
Beyond the Multiverse will be better than Endgame.
That's a ledge, yes.
Okay. Y'all hear it here first.
I mean, it's already shaped up. We got our Infinity War movie. Which Infinity War is still in front of Across the Spider-Verse for you, right? Just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
But Across the Spideyverse is before Endgame for me.
So shit, but you are so you don't think the next movie won't be better than this?
I mean, I do, but I don't know. I think it'll probably dethrone Across the Spideyverse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it will dethrone Infinity War.
That's a motherfucking movie.
That's gonna be hard to dethrone.
So we only got 2 movies. We got like what 20 before we got Infinity War. Like it's so much that plays a part into that, but we'll see. Like the payoffs from the first, but they have tied in Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. So that's that. I also want to throw out, I did see that I possibly could be wrong with the Earth 1999, whatever, when I say that the MCU isn't a part of it. So they're trying to include them. So hopefully if they bring Tom, then Jazz, you're definitely right in that moment, and then I will concede on the podcast. But until then, fuck you and your thought process and anything you got to say about
That's crazy. Wow.
any of that. So
Nah,
yeah,
honestly, I don't. We'll see, but I don't think anything's gonna match Infinity War until we get. I'm gonna say Secret Wars. I was thinking Kang's Dynasty, but since that is still a big question mark, because if they do a recast, that is going to hit very hard.
I am going to boycott if they. But see, it's two different entities. You can't even really be mad, because I mean you can be mad, but what I mean is, what can you say? One is DC, one's Marvel, different people over different things. So you bitches better give Jonathan Majors a fair shake in this situation. Like, I've heard nothing else. You had speculation of these different things. If that brother did that shit, lock that bitch up. But if that nigga ain't do it, lock that bitch up. So some repercussions, some consequences, repercussions need to be going on behind this situation, because it's too many of these situations we having. Please, if you are an domestic violence victim, please, I understand it's not the easiest, and I'm not the person to even say in that, but please find a home, a safe space, a safe place to protect yourself from somebody that can protect you within that. So I mean, I want to say that because, kind of throwing it, not necessarily joking, but hopefully there's a resolve in this situation, because I don't like when people are tied up into those situations, because they can definitely get ugly. And some people do weaponize certain things just because they can. So yeah, but that's all that I had, Jazz, in the Marvel Spider Universe, Sony Universe. That you have anything else, Marvel related, Spider related, or just pod related? Anything you want to talk and address?
I want to ask you a question. Do you feel like Sony right now is on the same energy that DC was on before James Gunn signed on? And what does that mean? That means can't really a solid live action film, but killing the animation side. Now, please think of other live actions, because they haven't dropped the ball in any Spider-Man movie. But we also have seen Morbius. Well, you haven't seen it.
I'm not watching it.
There you go. And then you have Venom. So,
oh man, so Venom 1 was really good. Venom 2, it was so up and down throughout that movie. I don't know if they really knew the direction that they wanted to go in for it. That's just outside looking in. I don't know. We have a Madam Web movie coming. Those pictures don't look good, I'm gonna be honest. We have Kraven the Hunter coming.
I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for that as well. And based on it, I believe it's supposed to be rated R, and it's based on Kraven's Last Hunt. I need you niggas to understand something, right? Like, it's so rare that you can take a villain and make a movie without having the person that they hate in the movie. So I know the Joker, a lot of people hit and miss when it comes to that. Batman is one of those people where you can just use his villains to make a dope ass movie. You may not even have to have Batman in it, but you can do it without him. Spider-Man villain, he has enough in his gallery for you can make a movie with them. But like, y'all have to figure out a way to do it that includes Spider-Man. I feel like Spider-Man needs to be included in that. So knock on wood, Andrew Garfield comes in for the Cravens movie. I need Andrew Garfield in that movie. him and Aaron Taylor Johnson on the same screen would be amazing to see. But I want Andrew back because he deserves a fair shake at another movie as well. I've only heard talks about Tom Holland's #4 Spider-Man movie right now. But I would love to see. I would love to, like, when they make this Craven movie, like, who is he gonna be fighting? Like, if he's a villain, like, what is it going to be in that story? Like, at least in the Joker, yeah, he wasn't fighting Batman, but you seen how Batman played a part in his story, in his beginning. What made him tweak? It was the whole fake storyline, but it was Batman was very integral in that, and we show how it began, how that started Batman. So
It'd be interesting. Especially because when you think of Spider-Man villains, is Craven even in your top 5?
no,
And so, and Morbius, he's a Spider-Man villain. Spider-Man was not in that movie. That story, the story was just not good. They hyped that movie up a lot.
And you know it because you've seen it. I haven't even peeked at that motherfucker.
It wasn't good at all. But I was excited for it to be Jared Leto.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just.
Who your top 3 Spider-Man villains?
Oh God! So villain, Venom, Venom, yeah, Venom, Morbius. They're like, what the fuck wrong with Jared? And I don't know. All right, Venom, Morbius, and Carnage.
Okay, I like that.
Now, if those are my top 3, if I was 5, I'm definitely gonna throw Green Goblin in there, and I'm going to throw Dr. Octavius.
Yeah, I definitely got Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Shocker.
Shocker? The fuck? Sorry. Go ahead.
He was a badass man in the cartoon.
Whack. Oh yeah.
In the cartoon? He was killing shit in the cartoon, bro.
I'm sitting here like, cause his like skin
yellow.
Every time I was just like, he probably ashy. It reminded me of that Pokemon that was like
Electrode. No. It was the shell one.
Yes, that's what he reminded me of. Even though that came out before Pokemon, but yeah.
You got Venom. Of course, Green Goblin got to be up there. I'm shocked he was like at the. I don't know if that was in order. If you just saying them how you want to have them in there, but yeah, Green Goblin got to be. He's one of my favorite anyway. And you know who? You know what? Michael Keaton. Because it's Michael Keaton, the nigga made me like Vulture. Vulture is in. I put Vulture in there as well. There's this guy, Mr. Negative.
I thought you was about to say Mr. Nigga, and I was about to be like, who the hell is that? I was about to get offended.
There's a Mr. Negative in the Spider-Man video game who started the Sinister Six. That motherfucker, he's badass too. He kind of looked like Spot, but it's not him. So
is Spot in the original animated series, or was he just introduced in this movie?
That was a Miles thing. He's in the Miles comics.
Okay.
He's in the Miles comic. So yeah, I've been looking at a lot of those. So, well, looking over them. So yeah, it was saying how his little bays that he was dating. Miles got a nice little catalog.
All right. But was there anything else you wanted to add?
I don't think so, man. Just appreciate everybody for rocking and listening. The last episode doing pretty well. For it to have just been released a few days down the road. I mean, a few days ago, doing pretty well. But it's Spider-Man, so I expected big things, even though that was a big episode.
Yeah, like 3 hours.
Yeah. We
had a lot of dialogue. We was discussing a lot of stuff, so I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm looking at time now. This is probably gonna be 2 hours. I ain't even expected to go like that. And I ain't not no notes off the fly. But man, this movie, man. Yeah, when you got a good movie, man, some shit can just be discussed over and over and over and over. And I also wanted to give a shout out to you, man. I was looking at I was looking at a podcast, but a YouTube page, and he was saying um how they make their videos when they make them, and he was just saying how many different people they have in their editing room and different things. It's just like it's just us for the most part, but then like really just you, because you know you going through your editing, you pushing them out, and then you promoting everything like this. So man, just shout out to you, because man, I can um I mean, we've been knowing your worth, but I definitely appreciate you and what you bring and what you do. So yeah, man, shout out to you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I ain't gonna cry because I'm a thug.
Which means she wanted to cry, y'all. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Nigga, you be crying like
why you always gotta bring it back to me? We know when I be crying.
My bad. My bad.
You know when I cry. Yeah.
You know when I cry.
I tell y'all, thought about dropping some tears. Now, you know what? Actually, across Spider-Verse, I didn't have, well, I take that back. When he was talking to his mama, it was wrong mama. But that was the moment that almost got me. I was like, oh shit. That nigga, he felt it. He knew.
Yeah.
And Shamiki too damn old to play Spider-Man, bro. Let that shit go.
Ooh.
I love you. I love you though, bro.
Violence was selected. Violence was selected. He's not wrong.
I can see Jarrell playing Jarrell Jerome. This is the Prowler Mouse. I could see him actually being Miguel before I can see, because he's short enough to play that role. He's a bit younger. He looks a lot younger, and he has this hairstyle right now, and he can twist it down to get the braids if he needed to.
I mean, Shamik already got braids, and you know, us Black folks look 7 to 10 years younger than what we actually are.
If this was during Dope, then Shamik could have been Miles. Shamik is almost 30 years old. No, unless they, well, it's the multiverse, so they can age these niggas up possibly in like a Secret Wars. Him and Gwen, which, well, Haley couldn't do it though. Like I could see she already in that bitch. Like
that's what happened when you double book.
All these niggas double booked. Everybody double booked. Jefferson's double booked. Haley's double booked. Miguel's double booked. Who else? Issa's not double booked.
Unless they try to do Barbie and Spider-Man, but hell, we ain't trying to see that.
No.
And we got Dr. Ock. Well, Octavius. That's Agatha. She dead though. But
did she die?
I don't remember.
I don't think she died. I think she got knocked the fuck out. But I forgot that Catherine was in this as well. So yeah, man. A lot of these people, they shout out to these people getting to the bag and getting these roles. I appreciate that, man. Especially Paperboy. Shout out to Brian Tyree Henry. Like that man right now he's doing the damn thing. I think he proved himself on Atlanta. Just he has hella range. And I think not to shit on anybody else. I think we said he was the best actor on there, right? Like I think
I think so. People, yeah.
Like the best, like, cause he got a show right now on Netflix. Like everybody's ranting and raving about it. I haven't started it yet, but I do plan on Class of 2009.
Oh shit, that's right, because it has the girl that was in House of Cards, and she was in the first season of American Horror Stories. I can't think of her name, but I know what you're talking about. It's like an FBI type of series.
So yeah, I gotta check that out. Definitely gotta check that out. So yeah, man, that was it, man. But this was It Good Though podcast bonus episode. Back to the Spider-Verse. We appreciate y'all again for listening, following, subscribing, talking with us. We're almost heading into 300 subscribers on our YouTube page. That's super dope. Love that. Please send this out to your friends, your sister, your neighbor, your pastor, anybody that look at movies. We all love movies. If you have suggestions for movies, we are open for those as well. Jazz, did you have any last comments for the listeners out there?
No, just thank you to everybody that shows support, shows love. For those new, for those returning, you are definitely appreciated. And definitely getting entwined to the other podcast community because we definitely making connections there. But we just try to keep it organic and supporting each other over here. Positive vibes.
Positive vibes, positive relationships, positive um black relationships, just positivity. I don't, I ain't this obviously like you said, it's organic and off the mind. I don't even know what to say. But again, this was the Was It Good Though podcast bonus episode back to the Spider-Verse. Yeah.
I do want to add one more thing. The fact that we're about to hit 1 year, we have been dropping episodes every Tuesday for a year.
For a year.
And we've had weeks where we drop multiple episodes. Like people keep telling us, like, look, I'm trying to get caught up on y'all pod because like we just be dropping shit and our pods be long, but we just be talking like the dialogue is it just be coming to us. So shout out to everybody that listens and watches. Like it's truly appreciated because starting a podcast is easy, but keeping that shit and staying consistent with it is hard. So
it is.
We love it. We enjoy it. We here for it.
We definitely here, man. Y'all just don't know how much goes on behind the scenes and like we talk like nigga, we talk every day. Like nigga talk every day. And it's not like a forced conversation type of thing. We just talk about and it's just random shit like we be talking about, but then we just like different stuff because people have lives. So we still be doing podcasts. So we definitely, some of these podcasts, y'all, I'm put it out there, nigga be doing 3 and 4 podcasts in 1 week for this shit just to ensure that we do not miss our Tuesday. That's our goal, to be there on Tuesday, and we in the premiere on Tuesday, chatting with our people. So like I said, whether it's on our YouTube page in the comments, on our IG page in the comments, on Twitter, even now on Facebook with me and Jack. We don't have an official page on Facebook, but we do chat on Facebook too when we drop our post. I'm gonna share Jazz, more like she gonna share mine, and we all in the same comments. So man, again, definitely appreciate y'all, love y'all. Great 1 year that we've had. Officially but the officially 1 year will be Tuesday, right?
Well,
it's
it'll
your
be
birthday.
Wednesday,
okay, got you.
But if for recording, it'll be Friday, which is when this episode is dropping, and that's the same day we'll be recording our episode 53.
Got you. So yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. Like I said, let us know 1, how we doing, 2, what you would like us to review, and 3, I don't know what the fuck the third one was.
We're not gonna review it. There you go. There goes some honesty for you. If it's a trash movie, we're not. No.
I thought you wanted trash though.
I did, but if somebody's like, "Can y'all review Avatar?" I'm going to say no.
And she don't know if
I think the movie is trash because that shit's 3 hours, and if the movie is 3 hours, I can't even imagine how long the pod gonna be. Like, no. Psych. Nah.
I feel that, man. But shout out to James Cameron as well. I seen he told Arnold Schwarzenegger to get the fuck out of here, nigga. You ain't writing no movies around here.
He didn't call him a nigga.
He didn't say the nigga part. I didn't even quote it. That's my quote. But he did say, "Get the fuck out of here. You write movies."
He left. He walked out. He's big as fuck too. Like he could probably beat James Cameron ass. Damn.
I guess not. Man. But again, it was a good though podcast on this episode across the Spider-Verse. Appreciate y'all and deuces.
Cheers.